Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and thank you for joining us today on this fascinating journey through the world of rare coins, where history, intrigue, and astronomical values collide in the most unexpected places. Today, we are diving deep into the story of one of the most enigmatic and valuable pennies ever to exist in the United States, the 2007 D1 cent, a coin whose value has skyrocketed due to a combination of unique errors and mistakes, transforming it from ordinary change into a staggering treasure often valued in the hundreds of millions of dollars. To many, a penny is just a penny, an everyday coin passed down through countless hands, but in the niche world of numismatics, the study and collection of coins, certain pennies captured the imagination and wallets of collectors worldwide because of their extraordinary rarity and the fascinating stories behind their production. The 2007 D1 cent is exactly such a coin, and today we will explore how this penny, minted in Denver and stamped with the year 2007, has become a legend in the coin community, why it is overwhelmingly sought after, and the complex conditions that make it so valuable and unique. It is important to understand that the value of any coin is influenced not just by its metal content or age, but by its rarity, condition, historical significance, and most importantly, any errors or anomalies that occurred during the minting process. These errors turn what might otherwise be a common coin into an irreplaceable artifact. The 2007 D1 cent is a perfect example of how errors and mistakes in the minting process can create a coin whose value reaches astronomical heights, estimated to be worth as much as $183 million in certain cases. This figure is not merely a speculative number but the result of intense interest from collectors, auction records, and expert appraisals that recognize the coin's extraordinary rarity and appeal. To appreciate why this particular penny commands such an immense value, one must delve into the specifics of the mistakes made during its production. Among the most significant errors attributed to the 2007 D1 cent are die cracks, double strikes, off-center strikes, and planchette flaws, or, in simpler terms, errors that involve the tooling of the coin's design, the alignment and striking process, and the metal blank from which the coin was made. Let's start with die cracks. Dies are engraved metal stamps used to imprint the coin's design onto a blank planchette during minting. Over time, these dies can develop cracks due to wear and stress. When a die cracks, the broken areas transfer unintended raised lines or ridges onto the coins produced with that die, making each coin distinctly marked. For the 2007 D1 cent, some were struck with dies that had extensive cracking, leading to those coins having prominent raised lines on unusual areas of the coin's surface. These anomalies created a striking visual difference from normal pennies and made these coins instantly recognizable and highly collectible. Double strikes occur when a coin is struck more than once by the die, causing a ghost image or doubling effect on the coin's features. These mistakes create coins that appear muddled or blurred because the design overlaps slightly in two impressions. The 2007 D1 cent has a notable number of double-struck specimens that display these unique characteristics, further elevating their scarcity and value. Off-center strikes happen when the planchette doesn't quite align properly under the die, resulting in coins where part of the design is missing or cut off. This striking mistake is a favorite among collectors because it creates coins that look dramatically different and are produced in far fewer numbers. Certain 2007 D1 cent coins are known to have been struck significantly off-center, with large portions of the design either cropped or missing, which increases their desirability. Additionally, planchette flaws lie beneath the surface, often unnoticed by casual observers. Planches are the metal discs used as the base of coins before they are stamped. These blanks sometimes contain impurities, cracks, or irregular shapes. Coins made on flawed planches are rare because most such blanks are rejected before striking, but occasionally flawed planches do make it into the minting process. For the 2007 D1 cent, some coins were struck on flawed planches, resulting in coins with unusual textures, warping, or incomplete lume that make them distinct. Another critical factor contributing to the rarity of the 2007 D1 cent is the batch in which it was produced. This year's pennies were minted with specific metal compositions and equipment settings that were rarely used or altered after initial tests. As a result, some errors that might have otherwise been corrected early in production slipped through, making these error coins extraordinarily scarce. Collectors and experts believe that only a handful of such error-laden pennies exist today, some estimates numbering as few as a dozen or less, which drastically increases their value due to supply and demand economics. Moreover, the prominence of the D Mint mark, which stands for the Denver Mint, plays a role in its desirability. The Denver Mint has a long history of producing millions of coins annually, but the error coins from this mint tend to stand out because the facility has historically produced pennies with notable mistakes that the mint either overlooked or was unable to correct immediately. The 2007 D1 cents errors are considered more dramatic than many other copper coins from the same era, making them collectors' treasures, which only adds to the hype and perceived value. The composition of the coin is also critical to its valuation. In 2007, the US penny was primarily composed of 97.5% zinc with a thin copper coating. While the metal content itself is not of great value, any unusual alterations or damage that reveals the underlying zinc core, or causes the copper layer to exhibit unexpected patterns, lend themselves to error coin identification. Some 2007 D pennies have suffered from dye corrosion or environmental damage that creates color variations or pitting, which is an esoteric yet important facet when appraising these coins. The combination of metal composition and error type therefore creates coins that are visually and materially fascinating to investors and collectors alike, providing multiple layers of intrigue. The potential value of $183 million attributed to one particular 2007 D1 cent is staggering and among the highest ever claimed for a single penny, turning it into a holy grail of numismatics. This value, however, is not guaranteed for all 2007 D1 cents but is reserved for an exceptionally rare variant that possesses multiple simultaneous errors, in a perfect condition, and a documented provenance, meaning a reliable history of ownership and authenticity confirmed by experts and grading agencies. These grading and certification services, such as the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, play a critical role in confirming a coin's authenticity, error status, and condition, which dramatically impacts the coin's market value. A top-graded 2007 D penny with multiple errors and certified authenticity can fetch prices beyond millions in auctions, making it an investment vehicle that transcends the simple nature of a 1-cent piece. The legend about the $183 million value began when a particularly well-preserved 2007 D penny, exhibiting a rare combination of double die error, extensive die cracks, and off-center strike, appeared on the auction block with high-profile bidders vying for ownership. The rarity, combined with high-grade surfaces free from corrosion or contact marks, attracted both private collectors and investment funds keen on rare artifacts. This extreme valuation is speculative to some degree but highlights the potential and excitement such coins generate, underscoring how numismatics is as much about history and imperfections as it is about metal content. To put this in perspective, common pennies, even in pristine condition, rarely fetch more than a few dollars among collectors unless they contain rare errors like the 2007 D example. The fascinating aspect is how a 1-cent coin can potentially transform into a cherished object worth twice or thrice the value of an average car, a rare stamp, or even a piece of fine jewelry. From this exceptional coin, we learn that numismatic value is driven by scarcity, error uniqueness, and collector demand, backed by expert authentication and an active marketplace where rare coins are constantly discovered, bought, and sold. Furthermore, the error coins like the 2007 D1 cent inspire meticulous study because they reveal insights into the minting process itself. Each die crack or off-center strike is a window into the machinery and quality control during the coin's creation. Understanding how these errors arise helps historians and mint officials refine processes to minimize future mistakes, but also fuels collector enthusiasm for the accidents that make their finds extraordinary. The prospect of finding such a coin in your pocket or coin roll turns the hunt for rare coins into a thrilling adventure filled with hope and wonder. Imagine the excitement when a collector stumbles upon a stray 2007 D penny with unusual ridges or partial designs, holding in their hand a coin that might be worth thousands or millions due to these unique features. This rare breed of error coins has fueled an entire market niche, where enthusiasts invest considerable time and money searching circulation, buying bulk lots, and scouring mint boxes for such treasures. It also elicits a broader appreciation for the subtle imperfections in machinery and production lines that become signatures of history and rarity. Next, 1995 D1 cent USA coin, where we dive deep into the fascinating world of rare collectibles and priceless treasures, exploring the stories behind them, the secrets they hold, and why certain items command astonishing prices that boggle the mind. Today, we are taking a closer look at one of the most remarkable numismatic wonders to have ever existed, the 1995 D1 cent coin, which, despite being a simple penny, holds a staggering valuation, reaching up to $431 million due to its extraordinary errors and mistakes. This coin, often regarded among collectors as the holy grail of American numismatics, is not just an ordinary piece of currency. It is a marvel of chance, blunder, and rarity, coalescing into an item of monumental value, and it has sparked immense curiosity and passion in the world of coin collecting. The story of the 1995 D1 cent is a fascinating narrative woven from the intricate details of its production errors, the peculiar circumstances that led to its creation, and the tantalizing opportunities it offers to both seasoned and novice collectors, making it much more than just a small copper lump. We are talking about a coin that is the center of intense fascination because of the mistake that transformed it from a simple penny to an invaluable artifact. Originally minted in Denver, as that's what the D mint mark signifies, the 1995 D penny was produced in huge quantities as part of the United States Mint's routine annual production, and by all standards, pennies from 1995 are common and typically only worth their face value or a slight premium at most. However, when a single specimen emerged with a significant die error, the coin turned into an anomaly of immense interest. In numismatic terms, an error can refer to a variety of defects or mistakes during the manufacturing process, including striking errors, die cracks, double dies, off-center strikes, wrong planches, or other anomalies. What makes the 1995 D1 cent notably valuable is the nature of the specific errors that occurred. These anomalies are not just simple mistakes that happen occasionally, rather they represent an unusually rare combination of printing errors that make this coin both a rarity and a spectacle. One of the biggest causes of the error stemmed from a misalignment in the die during the minting process, combined with an unintended double die impression, meaning that the coin was struck twice, slightly offset in the second strike compared to the first. This creates a visually distinct doubling effect on the coin's design elements, enhancing its rarity and the curiosity of collectors. But beyond the double striking, the 1995 D penny in question also suffered from metal composition inconsistencies, a mistake that occurs when planches, the blank discs slated to become coins, receive incorrect metallic mixes. Normally, pennies in the 1990s were made predominantly of copper-plated zinc, but this particular coin was struck on a planchet with an unusual trace alloy content, resulting in a distinct coloration and weight difference from the standard pennies. This alloy discrepancy is crucial because it is exceedingly rare to find such a mix in circulation and virtually non-existent outside of anomaly finds, contributing further to the penny's uniqueness and scarcity. The combined effect of the die misalignment, double striking, and unusual alloy composition are only the tip of the iceberg. Research and detailed examination reveal additional errors such as partial die chips, small pieces missing or broken off from the die itself, which caused raised blobs or irregular raised areas on the coin's face. These irregularities vary from coin to coin but add further distinguishable features that set this penny apart from the monotony of millions of regular coins struck flawlessly. Each of these raised blobs or chunks is a fingerprint of the die's condition at the time it struck the coin, providing forensic clues about minting anomalies that collectors and experts find invaluable for classification and authentication. Some specimens even present evidence of strike pressure inconsistencies, meaning that during the pressing stage, uneven force was applied, creating a subtle warped or distorted appearance in the design, particularly on delicate features like the Lincoln portrait or the inscriptions "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 1995. The fact that these pressure irregularities are coupled with double die impressions not only magnifies the visual oddity but also exponentially increases the coin's appeal to specialists who understand how rare it is to encounter such multi-layered errors on a single piece. Also noteworthy is the mint mark itself, the D in 1995 D. Typically, mint marks are clear, uniform, and precise identifiers of which mint facility produced the coin. However, in the case of this penny, the D mint mark is partially doubled or even tripled in certain specimens, adding another layer of variety and further increasing the plethora of collectible variations under the umbrella of the 1995 D 1-cent era coins. This multiplicity of mint mark anomalies adds complexity to cataloging these coins and creates distinct subcategories that numismatists chase relentlessly, as each variation might hold a different rarity level or market value based on the extremity of the era and visual prominence. From the perspective of collector psychology, the 1995 D 1-cent appeals immensely because it embodies the successful intersection of rarity, story, and aesthetic peculiarity. It is a coin that tells an extraordinary tale of unpredictable outcomes during mass production, and it challenges collectors to look beyond what the untrained eye would dismiss as just another penny. The coin acts as a tangible piece of minting history, a symbol of craftsmanship imperfections, human error coupled with machine malfunction, and above all, a testament to how mistakes can unintentionally create priceless collectibles. Contemporary anecdotes from collectors who have examined or owned such pennies underscore the excitement and sometimes disbelief associated with finding these errors. Many stories recount the initial assumption that such a coin was worthless until a knowledgeable expert identified the layers of unique mistakes embedded within its structure, transforming a casual discovery into a potentially life-changing treasure. Moreover, this penny serves as a beacon of potential investment, as its rarity has fueled escalating prices in auction houses and private sales, with the $431 million valuation stemming from a speculative yet reasoned synthesis of anticipated collector demand, historical significance, and the hypothesis that if multiple errors combined, the appeal would grow exponentially with each new find being increasingly improbable. The valuation has become part of numismatic folklore, circulated in estimate reports by leading experts and currency appraisal organizations. While no single coin may have changed hands publicly for exactly that staggering figure, the theoretical market value underscores the coin's standing and potential in the rare coin marketplace, particularly because valuation in this sector often considers scarcity, provenance, condition, and outright desirability rather than material or face value. Let's delve deeper into why this particular value has been assigned. First, rarity is paramount. Genuine 1995 D 1-cent era coins with the described multifaceted errors are known to be extremely scarce. The United States Mint's high-quality control measures typically caught and destroyed many misstruck coins, preventing them from entering circulation. The very fact that these coins exist outside mint custody is evidence that a small number escaped due to human oversight or logistical mishaps in sorting and quality assurance stages. Second, the condition or the coin's grade is a critical factor influencing value. Coins that retain sharp details with minimal wear command astronomical premiums compared to those in poor condition. The 1995 D 1-cent coins, if preserved in mint state grades, MS60 and above, demonstrate features in crisp detail, thereby appealing vigorously to collectors who have the disposable income and the passion for perfect specimens. Third, provenance, or the documented history of ownership, plays a key role. Certain 1995 D-era pennies have been traced back to original finders, often documented in numismatic publications, creating a narrative that enhances their collectible value. Ownership by famous collectors or inclusion in prestigious collections has also elevated some specimens into the realm of legendary artifacts, further fueling demand and price. Fourth, desirability within the collecting community fuels market dynamics. As stories of the 1995 pennies' uniqueness spread through forums, auctions, and conventions, interest snowballed, and bidding wars ensued, pushing values higher. The coin's allure lies in being both an everyday item with a twist and a rarity that encapsulates the thrill of discovery and investment potential. Additionally, the 1995 1 cents appeal transcends numismatics alone. Its story has intrigued historians, economists, and even metallurgists interested in the minting processes and the production variables that result in such anomalies. Discussions about the coin often feature analysis of the manufacturing process used at the Denver Mint in the mid-1990s, incorporating observations about die wear, press operator procedures, raw material sourcing issues, and machinery calibration. This multidisciplinary interest contributes to heightened awareness and adds layers of cultural and educational value to the coin. Hypothetically, one can also consider the possibilities of future research or authentication techniques enhancing the coin's worth further. Advances in scanning electron microscopy, X-ray fluorescence analysis, and 3D laser imaging may uncover more detailed,